Well, I'm back in the kitchen, surprise. Today I want to show you how to make what I call pasta and greens. It's any kind of greens that you have that you like. It could be arugula, it could be spinach. And I use a mix of pastas. I don't know if anybody else does this, but I have a jar with all different kinds of pastas in it, all the leftovers. So today I'm going to use, this has got some penne in it, it's got some rigatoni. I'm going to throw that in here to get that macaroni cooking, and always a good amount of salt. That's your opportunity to flavor. So I'm going to drop that in here, and then I'll tell you what's going on in the frying pan. Right now I've just got a couple of tablespoons of olive oil heating up in there. So I dropped my little pasta here, got this mixed up. In here, I've got 2 tablespoons of olive oil that's heating. And then I've got about a half a can of chickpea beans that I have drained, rinsed, and really dried them off. And what I want to do, I want to drop those in here. And you can already hear them kind of sizzling. I want to cook them for just a couple of minutes because it makes them a little bit toasty, kind of a flavor. So I drop these in here, and then I add some crushed red pepper to this. Macaroni's cooked. Just al dente, just a little tiny shy of al dente because it's going to end up in here. My chickpea beans are just the way I want them. They're not overly toasted. Now what I'm going to add is some garlic. This time I sliced it. Sometimes I grate it, but this time I wanted to have little bigger pieces in here and let this go. To this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some capers. I love that briny flavor, and if you haven't cooked a lot with capers, give it a try. If you don't like it, of course, feel free to leave it out. That's the same with all of these. I'm going to let this go now till I can the pan's pretty hot, so it's not going to take long for that garlic to cook up the way I want. And usually, just when I can start to smell it, that's when I know I can move on. To this, what I'm going to add is garlic powder, salt, and pepper. And not a ton of salt or pepper because I got the crushed red pepper in there, and I already salted my pasta water. Now what I'm going to do, this is looking just the way I want. It's just ready to turn brown, and I don't want it to go any further. So what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to take a ladle of the pasta water. You know, I'm always talking about this being an ingredient. Well, it truly is. And in this case, what it's going to do, it's just going to slow down that cooking action so that the garlic will not burn. Now what I've got over here is, for the greens, I've got a cup of frozen spinach, which is just perfect for the amount of everything that I have today because I have a little bit less. This I already defrosted. I'm just going to let that come up to temperature. While that's happening, I can add my macaroni in. If you enjoy these videos and you want to see more, please like it and share it. Join our Facebook group where there's a lot more videos there. We talk about food, we share ideas, which is great. And I just started a YouTube channel with all these videos. And on the YouTube channel, I put the recipes in there. And the reason I did it there is sometimes with Facebook, when you go back, it's harder to find the last thing you were looking for. But on YouTube, if you go to the channel, it's right there. And I'll give you the link to both of that. So now you can see I'm just pulling this together. I love this. The reason I'm switching spoons is I want to pull from the bottom and stir it so it's coming together. This is looking wonderful. I want to add another ladle of pasta water. Because we're going to get, it's not really a sauce, but it's creating one, right? As I go here. I'm going to turn this down. I love the way this is looking. Now I'm going to add Parmesan cheese, and you could use any cheese you like. I probably would use, you know, maybe a Pecorino Romano or Parmigiano Reggiano. I probably wouldn't do mozzarella because it doesn't have a ton of flavor. But now what this is going to do is, I'm going to turn the heat off now because when I add the cheese, I don't want it to clump up. Now, as I'm doing this, I know I'm going to add a little bit more pasta water again because it's going to start to make a really creamy, almost a creamy sauce. And what the heck, why not, right? Okay, I'm back. I'm ready to plate this, but before I do, I gave this a little taste rather, and I want to add a little bit more salt. I will add more crushed red pepper, but rather than put it in the dish, oh, that's too much. Rather than put it in here, I'll put it on the side when I serve it. And also, I've got the zest of a lemon. When you can add that zest at the very end, it adds such a brightness. You could also, if you want, just squeeze a little lemon juice in there. In fact, I think I'm going to, because I have the lemon right here. Just that much, not a ton. And it adds to the brightness of it, like I said. Here we go, get a beautiful dish. This set of bowls I love. I found in the cupboard. We haven't used them in a while, so you got to use your stuff, right? This is my dish. So this is my macaroni and greens with the chickpea beans. I hope you try it. Let me know what you think. Ciao.